a special guest. We have AC, the program director, in the building. Came all the way from... Where'd you come from?
Venice and Hoover, Pico Union, Hip Hop Philosophy Records, 1325 Venice Boulevard, Unit C.
Yes.
It's really down the street.
Awesome.
On the block.
Yeah. So he came through. He's actually visiting us here at the Platform Shop. He's going to be doing an amazing set for us every Wednesday.
Thank you.
I've been blown away by the tunes that he brings. The vibes are just so dope. If you don't know a lot about him, you'll learn more about him today. What I've learned, though, is that you are known for not playing the same song twice.
Yeah. Thank you for having me today. I'm really happy to be here. It's always good to see you here. You've been one of the only audience members we've had here on Wednesday night.
Don't say that.
And I've been honored to play for you on Wednesday nights so far. Hopefully we can get a lot more people to come through here on Wednesday nights and to share the experience. But I'm the DJ, as she said, that never plays the same song. And so what that means is that when I create in a musical environment and atmosphere, that fresh is the word. Fresh has always been the word to me for when it comes to my target audience. Like, I'm not playing for people that want to hear the same music they've heard every other DJ play before. I'm playing for people that want to hear a real DJ who can play music that other DJs aren't playing that's good.
Yeah.
So, I've always saw that real DJs are the kind of guys who break records, which means they're going to play a song that nobody's heard before that will be known someday. Like, they're breaking a record like it's a brand new song nobody's heard before, and when this DJ plays it for the first time, they broke the record. They broke that record on the crowd.
That's such a good point, man. That's what DJs should be doing, and I feel like that's probably lacking these days. So the fact that you are still able to do that says a lot. Like, breaking a record is everything for an artist.
In the late 90s, I noticed it was hard to find DJs at hip-hop events and hip-hop shows who were breaking records. They were all playing the same 12-inch singles that every other DJ had already played at every other hip-hop show you'd been to. And that wasn't fresh to me. That was like the ultimate crime, to make people hear a song that they love and never want to hear it again because they've heard it too many times. That's like the ultimate sin that a DJ can commit. That's the ultimate sucker DJ red flag. When a DJ plays a song you've heard before, a million times before, that everybody knows is good, you know that's a sucker DJ right there. That was the way I saw it. So I stopped telling DJs they were whack and started to show DJs how to do it, how I feel it should be done. So I started to put out mixtapes in the late 90s and bring artists to LA to do shows, because one thing that made me start to be an active service provider in the community and resource for events and for music was I would go to events and the same problems would be happening at hip-hop shows. You would have a lot of times, which would be the worst situation, would be a whack sound system or a terrible sound man.
We don't have that problem here, man.
G-Rod.
Shout out to G-Rod. He's on point with his sound.
That's a good point. You took the alley-oop and ran with it. That's one of the things that brings me here to the platform. Is G-Rod is one of the best sound men I've ever worked with. So whenever we see a sound man, when we walk into a place like G, we know that that's not going to be a problem in the night. And that's the number one issue for a good live event and experience, is a sound system that's good and a sound man that knows what they're doing. So that was one of the reasons why I started to do events, because there was way too much bad sound. Another one of the worst things that I would see was whack opening artists. Artists on stage before the headliner who didn't deserve to be on stage.
So they probably paid.
Or they were somebody's friend, or a favor, or it was just who knows what it was, but it was game, not love.
Okay.
It was too much game going on at these shows, players and game, and I didn't like it. And then you have DJs playing the same records you heard at every show. So you have the whack opening artists, the sucker DJs playing the same 12-inch singles you heard at every record, every other hip hop show, or a whack sound person, and then 4. We were seeing the same headliners. You would see I don't. You know all the names, like Wu-Tang, Souls of Mischief, Farside, Jurassic 5.
And that's here in LA?
Right. You didn't see people under the stairs on stage before, on a big stage before 2001. When I brought Jedi Mind Tricks to LA in 2001 for their first show in LA, I had people under the stairs open up for them. So that was People Under the Stairs' first big show in LA. And then I did MF Doom, and then I did J Zone, and then I did Cormega, and then I did Count Bass D, and Edon, Insight, Ed O.G., Percy P, a long list of like 24 artists who were making great music from 2000 to now. We brought them to LA for their first show. It became like a hobby of mine, an expensive hobby, because our shows were never popular. Every record store in LA, every big name DJ in LA, they all put shade on, didn't shed any light on our events because it wasn't their event. So if there were beat junkies or Fat Beats or any other record store, Amoeba, that existed in LA between 2000 and now, if they worked there, they didn't shed any light. They worked against us. Like when we did Jedi Mind Tricks' first show in LA in 2001, we scheduled an in-store at Fat Beats. They didn't put it up on the schedule for the message, for the planned scheduled in-store dates. And when we got there that night, nobody was there. That's the kind of shit I've been getting in LA. Or when I did MF Doom's first show in LA, I had MF Doom open up for King T out of respect for King T. And MF Doom was so down to open up for King T, so proud to open up for King T in LA for MF Doom's first show in LA. We brought King T to the Friday Night Flavor show, or the Fantastic Four show, with J-Rock, C-, Mr. Chalk, and Chuliad. And I arranged it, I professionally planned it, scheduled it. When I wasn't able to go on the night of the event, my partner went with him, and they lied and said that I didn't arrange it, that I didn't schedule it, so that he couldn't come on the show. And then they could see that he was heartbroken and he was crushed because they were not letting him on the show. So they said, okay, you can come on the show, but you can't promote any events or any shows that you're doing, because they knew he was there to promote the show that he was doing with me. So
wow.
This is the kind of shit I've gone through in LA with every big name. You think of the big name, they've done everything they can to hold me down or to not let any light be shed on what I'm doing in LA, because it's not their thing. It's not their thing. And why is it not their thing? Because what they do is a lot of game. In their playlists, in their radio shows, in their mixes, in their beat catalog after 2000, you'll find a whole lot of recycled styles, a whole lot of Dilla clone, boom, clap, boom. Easy to make hip hop that's cookie cutter hip hop. I don't do cookie cutter hip hop. I only know fresh. I don't do type styles or light styles that have been done before. I don't take you back. I'm not doing the throwback style. I'm trying to take you to somewhere you've never been before, because we don't know it all. We never heard it all. When you think you heard it all, you know it all, you get old. So I play for the youth that are looking for more than what's out there on the radio, what's more than what's out there in the so-called scene, the popular stuff that everybody's feeling nowadays. Whether it be the commercial scene or the underground scene, 99% of everything is phony to me. It's all game. It's all people trying to get in the business, get their foot in the door, trying to get the easy life. They don't really, but when it comes to getting up early in the morning and busting a sweat and carrying the speakers and carrying crates and shopping for records and buying equipment and just doing the dirty work, the production side, they don't want to be around for that. They want to be in the moment. They want to be there for the show, but they don't want to carry the tables and set up the place and make it turn it into a show. It's like, it's a real disconnection between the move makers and the move fakers, and there's very few move makers out there that really just makes it happen, with or without money, with or without a supporting cast, without a big circle that's around them with money. It's just, and so when it comes to my radio show, that never plays the same song, I turned it into a radio station and started it on hiphopphilosophy.com in 2006.
Okay, so this was before YouTube.
YouTube already existed.
Oh, okay.
And I started putting out mixtapes around 2000. And then I had quite a catalog by 2006, so I started the radio show, on which I never played the same song, when I opened my record store in Long Beach in 2005.
Second person from Long Beach. You're our second guest from Long Beach.
I'm not from Long Beach, but it's my favorite city, and
That's my favorite city too.
I grew up in Stanton until I was 12, which is right down the street from Long Beach in Orange County. So I used to ride my bike down Cerritos Avenue to Long Beach and go.
Stanton is like the smallest city in Orange County.
It's just one Mexican hood. Stanton is like a 1 block radius Mexican hood. Like, it's like a rock solid piece of Chicano heritage in Orange County, and you just knew it. You just knew you honored that block when I was growing up on that block. It was right across the street from where I was born, at the Stanton Community Hospital, which is right where the Stanton Boys and Girls Club is, and that's where I found breaking and popping in 1981. In the summer of 1981, to get away from the streets and to stay away out of trouble. In the summer, when my parents was working, I would go to the Stanton Boys and Girls Club, and that's where I found hip hop. So it's like my South Bronx, you know. That's my cradle of hip hop. And then my parents moved from there when I was 12 in 1985, when most people were stopping breakdancing right there. Where we started breakdancing in 81 to 84, we started rapping in 84 and 85. And when I moved to Fontana in 85, everybody was rapping and beatboxing. So I started beatboxing.
Oh, go ahead. Throw us a little beatbox. I know you can. Wish I could float, because then I could add some rhymes to the speech. Okay. So you're like a true musician, you know, you started from the streets and it's just progressed, right? With technology.
I've been collecting records since I could walk, and I collected and I kept all my records, and I listened to my records so much that I memorized all the lyrics to all the songs I ever liked, and now I have this huge collection, and now I know a lot of different approaches to music. You know, performing arts and recording artists. I've seen the best, I've experienced the best, and I experienced what's fresh. Like, I know what's good compared to what's been done before. And because I've known a lot of what's been done before, I know that what I'm listening to or what I'm doing now is not something that's been done before. Knowing a lot of what's been done before enables you to know that what you're doing now hasn't been done before. But also knowing that you never know it all and never heard it all enables you to continue to evolve as an artist. So I'm the opposite of one of those artists who say, well, I used to listen to music, but I don't listen to music now anymore. I just make my music. Well, I don't buy other people's music. I just make my own music. I'm the opposite of that. Like, I'm the fan. I'm the biggest fan. I have a huge collection. I have my favorites. I know a lot of them now. I'm 50 years old, so I've met a lot of them now, and now I make new music with a lot of them now. And you know, it's like a full circle. It's a blessing. Like, these are the things that make what I do worth more than money to me or fame. Like, I can call a lot of people who I grew up listening to now and don't be my friends. They're there for me, and I can make new music with them, and they don't pay me and I don't pay them. We do it for love, but it's not about the money and it's not about the fame for a real artist. It's just about doing what you love every day and being remembered for what you want to be remembered for when you're gone. Spending your days doing things that you want to be remembered for while you're here, because life is so short to waste one day doing anything you don't want to be remembered for. So.
Yeah. When I think of you, would you think that the words that describe you to me come to mind as hip hop historian?
I would take that as a compliment, but I can't take all that credit. I mean, yeah, by the laws of cause and effect, I am quite a hip hop historian. more than a lot of people who even are hip hop historians, because I learned my knowledge from experience. I didn't learn it by reading the books and watching the movies and videos. That wasn't a part of my whole thing. I was there for it and I experienced it. So, and I really turned the TV off when I was 20. I turned the radio off when I was 20. I turned the mass media off when I was 20. Videos, magazines, everything. In 1993, I was 20 years old. I gave up on the mass media's ability to interpret, keep up with the evolution of hip hop as the standards get better with time. As there are artists around the world who are making amazing new music, who define, who exemplify, who personify a culture of artistic standards that only get better with time. These are the greats of today. They're not going to be played on the radio. After 93, they weren't going to be played on the radio. And this is something that happened right around the time that the radio stopped calling hip-hop music rap music, because before 1992, 91, the radio insisted, the mass media insisted on calling hip-hop music rap music. Since around 83 and 84, when Run DMC and Fat Boys and Houdini, UTFO hit the scene, they insisted on calling the hip-hop music rap music, but it's always been hip-hop music. Before that, there was a lot of music made where hip-hop music was referred to as hip-hop music before it was referred to as rap music. So rap music has always been a label that is a misrepresentation, a misinterpretation, a manipulation, an imitation, a mutation of an evolution of a culture that only gets better with time. There is a huge timeline of examples of this culture that would exist if I was never born, if I never existed. All these examples that 99% of the music I play on my radio station is not my music, and it would all exist if I was never born. So it's not just my opinion that this culture exists, that it only gets better with time, and these artists exist that exemplify it. So I believe that the culture should be known for these artists, and these artists deserve to be known for what the culture is. So I finally share that in the culture. And one other footnote about that is that everything I'm going to do is going to be dance music. It's not my plan. I didn't think about it, never thought about it, wanted it to be that way, but I just realized it and embraced it one day, that everything I do is a dance rhythm. It's heavy, powerful dance rhythms that will make people dance. And if it's not that, it doesn't get in my playlist, it doesn't come out of what I'm making. It's just the essence of what I'm doing. It's the rhythm, it's the drum. It's the power of a rhythm that you never heard before that moves you in a way you've never been moved before. It opens your mind that you don't know it all, you never heard it all. And there's always something fresh under the sun. There's always something new under the sun. There's always something original. You never heard it all, you'll never know it all.
Yeah, I mean, you were at our grand opening and the vibes were just like so on point, and you know, thank God you have this like endless playlist on YouTube. Because you were like, yeah, go ahead, just put the channel on and you can, because I was like, you're leaving? And you were like, yeah, I gotta go. So yeah, I've created resources. If people are really looking for it, you can find it. Like, people think, oh, this is dead, you can't find it no more. If you really want it, you can find it. And if you know me, you know where to find a good, consistent stream of music. It's free, I do it for the love, I don't do it for the money. And you know, people donate to me, and I have subscribers who want all of my mixes. They want my playlist, so I give them my playlist, but they get an MP3 for everything I play if they subscribe to my digital record pool, which is you can sign up at mixcloud.com/select. No, mixcloud.com/acthepd/select, or just email me acthepd@gmail.com. and go without Mixcloud, because it's better for me and you, because Mixcloud takes 40% of whatever you send me. Okay, yeah, we'll make sure that we put that on the screen. And
so it's a minimum of only $5 a month, which is a robbery. You're robbing me to get 4 new mixes at least. I do at least 4, a lot of times more than 4 new mixes per month. So 1 mix per week with at least 20 or 30 or 40 MP3s that you can put in the mix, optimally cued for your live mix sets. And you could be basically playing what I play every week, everywhere you go, and nobody will know. And this is something that can not only take you to a higher level as a DJ, but it'll also spread the knowledge out there that this is always good stuff out there. You don't have to settle for less. You don't have to go along with the game. You don't have to play along with it. If you know it's whack, you don't have to go along with it. You don't have to just, because life is too short to waste 1 minute being exposed to a frequency that you don't want to be remembered for.
Yeah, so let us know, what you're doing around town. I know you got another spot you're at on Fridays.
Yes, I've been doing a show called Beats, Rhymes, and Laughs every week since 2014. It's called the original hip hop Beats, Rhymes, and Laughs, the original hip hop Gong Show. And I don't know if you remember the Gong Show, but in the 70s there was a talent show on TV every week. It was really funny, and they had like a lot of performing artists that would come on the show, and they'd have like 3 judges, and behind the judges there'd be a big gong, big Asian gong, and each judge would have a big hammer and palette to hit the gong with. If they didn't like the entertainer, they would hit the gong. They would respectfully explain to the person why they got gonged and invite them to come back and try again sometime. So we do that.
Really?
Yeah, it's the original hip hop Gong Show. We have a gong. I have a gong sound, a dope ass gong sound from the Gong Show loaded up in my MPC. So anytime somebody's wasting our time on the microphone, I gong them, respectfully explain to them why they get gonged, and invite them to come back and try again. And then one of my generals, because I got a house full of real supernaturally gifted freestyle as well as written artists who are so
fire,
on hand ready to get on the mic and show them how to do it.
Hell yeah.
They get up on the microphone and they're like, that beat is whack. Can I get another beat? I'm like, gong. Don't call none of my beats whack, especially if I ain't never heard you rap before. But first, pros, can you please show them how to rap on this beat? Pros will come in and just murder the beat, and then
oh shit.
They can come back and try again if they want to later. But don't call the beats whack, because I'm not gonna play nothing whack. Like, everybody knows my track record. Like, I know when a beat is ready, or is rap ready, or when I might be at the discretion of an MC to say, this ain't really for me. But I'm trying to curate beats that are really, easy to adapt to for any real MC. I'm trying to my best to create an atmosphere that caters to the real MC who wants something that they can rap on, and also style out on. You hit them with the unexpected, hit them with the element of surprise to make them style out on them. It's like a surfer. You never know where the wave's gonna go, what's gonna do, but the better the wave is, the more you can style out on it and show how good you are as a surfer. And that's how I look at beats and MCs. The rhythm is the wave, and the MC is the surfer.
I love it. So you feel like you're mentoring people at your Gong Show?
I am a coach. I am a coach, but I'm not trying to be, don't want to be. I just am, I am a resource, and I'm also like a good source of like knowing how to entertain a crowd. Like, I've seen the best do it, so I know how to tell an MC, look, deliver that line this way. Saying if I'm in a studio with the MC, I can tell them, like, okay, say this line this way. There's too many syllables right there. You need to cut one of those syllables out. You need to rewrite that line. You need to say, say instead of emphasizing the fourth syllable, emphasize the 5th syllable. Saying like I went to the party and I got down with the man on the microphone was shooting the gift. Like the last word, not like I went to the party and I started and I want to flow, so I'm on the microphone and you know how I go. Like, don't emphasize the middle syllables, emphasize the last line. Some of them I have to tell them that, it's all in the moment. Every song and every moment is a different thing, and I'm good at going with the flow and showing people. I got that from my brother EMS, showing people what a fresh show is. Like, this is how it's supposed to be done. This, when I grew up, hip hop was a room full of people dancing to music they never heard before, and the DJ was delivering. We were hearing music from Eric B. and Rakim, the Beastie Boys, Slick Rick, Run DMC that we never heard before. The DJ were playing new shit, and the dance floor was full of people moving to music they never heard before. And this was the essence of what hip hop was. But in the 90s, I started to notice that was being forgotten. Hip hop events turned into a whole bunch of either whack opening artists and a whole bunch of music you heard before and headliners you heard before. I'm like, no. So I'm gonna bring shows to LA that you won't find anywhere else. And I know there's people out there that need this.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one who wants this.
No, yeah, for real.
So I've met so many people and had so many experiences from 97 to now, since I decided to stop being normal and to do what I went to do, what I'm gonna be remembered for when I'm gone, that make it worth it to me. I haven't felt one minute of regret. I said I should have kept kept a real job and had benefits and had a retirement. Nah, I could die. I've already died twice in the 90s. I've already had 2 pretty much death experiences. Like, I shouldn't be here, and I might be here in another dimension. It's like that.
Hey, it's all assimilation, man.
Yeah, it's
We're in assimilation right now.
I've went through things that people have told me, yeah, you definitely died, and you're here just in another dimension.
You know, anything's possible.
I fell off a 6,000 foot high mountain in Palm Springs, and a telephone pole fell out of my head when I was 20 when I was driving a company car and put me in a coma for 3 days, and I was a vegetable for a month.
Oh my God.
And I was supposed to be a vegetable for at least a year according to the doctor, so thanks to the creator, I snapped out of vegetable status.
Whoa.
After about a month. And so I'm lucky to be here, and I never live a day like I promised tomorrow. I live like it's my last.
Hell yeah.
And I do what I'm going to be remembered for. So in 97, I said, fuck going back to work ever again for anybody ever again.
Exactly.
I'm going to work for myself, and I'm going to work with people who want to work with me. And yeah, I'm going to live that way. And I don't regret it. It's not glorious, it's not glamorous, it's not rich, and it's not famous, but I'm happy. I live in the best city in the world. I do what I want to do every day. My kids are happy. My mom's proud. What else can I ask for?
Yes, those are great words, man. I mean, that's the best advice you could give somebody. LA is full of talent. It sounds like you are leading the way. You're helping a lot of these other artists, kind of showing them how they could get better at their craft.
Well, a lot of people tell me that hip hop, a lot of people that don't know me well, they say to me things that show me that they don't know me. Like, come on, AC, hip hop is more than just music, man. And I started a website called HHPRadio.com a long time ago because I wrote a thesis about hip hop philosophy, and I wrote a book about the laws of cause and effect and relativity and how they relate the concept of self-respect to everything you do, say, think, and eat.
I love that.
Which is to me the reason why we do hip hop instead of doing what's normal, which is like, you know, crime or self-destruction. You know, instead of, we could be doing anything self-destructive that's not good for us, that's normal in society, but we're rapping, DJing, MCing, graffiti. We're creating something that we can be proud of, being remembered for when we're gone. Life is so short that we're spending our time doing something with the energy that we get in this self-destructive, very de-evolutionary society, and we find something that helps us evolve as a person that we can be proud of being remembered for when we're gone. And maybe we can do something with our life that is worth remembering longer than life lasts, because life lasts such a short time, less than 100 years, it's not a long time. But what you do with your life can either be worth remembering or forgetting. So I realized that a long time ago, so that's why I spend every day doing what I've been doing since I was a kid. I realized in 97 that I had to do this because a whole lot of suckers were getting paid to do what I've been doing all my life. And they don't get it when I tell them why they're suckers. They don't get it when I tell them why what they're doing ain't fresh and it's stale or whack. They don't get it. So I had to show them. I had to give them the example and provide the resource. So I built the house, I built the record store, I built the radio station, I built my own record label. I have my own industry, and my enemies who used to hate on me because I'm Caucasian and I speak so definitively about a black culture that they've told me that I've kind of created my own genre. And I take that with the utmost respect and as one of the greatest compliments I ever got. But I can't take that credit. I had never started none of this. I am not taking credit for starting any of this. This is something I just shed light on. There's an evolution as opposed to a de-evolution. There's good changes in the world. There's great artists doing amazing shit right now that ain't nobody ever done before. They're not on the radio. There's no good reason for it. I'm the radio station for it.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. You know, I didn't even think about the diversity you face just by being, you know, like you said, Caucasian. So, you know, you can teach a lot to a lot of people, and I think that's what art is.
Because it's your soul. It's not about a color of your skin. If you have a soul, there's some Caucasian people that are blacker than some of the blackest people that you ever, blackest nationalists you ever seen in your life that represent. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It totally matters your soul. You can have so much soul that you can be blacker than the most melanated person in the world because you can relate to everybody so well. I'm saying people that are so black, so fixated with blackness that they can't relate to people that as one. We all want our babies to be happy and safe. We all want to leave the world a better place for our babies when we're gone. This is our common human purpose and goal. This is science and math behind the 5% nation. This is why they say that some people know things that other people don't know, because some people understand that we're all one. We're all one with the Creator, Mother Nature, the laws of cause and effect and relativity, the oxygen in the air, the clean water that is made by Mother Nature. We are one with this. We need to be one with it. Yeah. Instead of separating ourselves and dividing ourselves in being programmed, accepting the programming that freedom is more valuable than self-respect. Freedom without self-respect becomes greedom. And this should be in the dictionary as opposites. Freedom is only possible with responsibility to Mother Nature and the Creator as one with all of the creations and all the blessings. Freedom without any responsibility to Mother Nature and the Creator is greedom.
Yes.
Is different. And America is built on the concept of freedom that is actually greedom. We are taught to be way more proud to be free than to be of self-respect. And to be of self-respect is to be happy and safe, which is what we want for our kids. Without self-respect, there is no such thing as happiness and safety. It's self-destruction, self-neglect.
You obviously got so much to teach people. Like, where can we consume your content outside of YouTube? We got your website, HHPRadio.com.
Hip Hop Philosophy has the thesis, which basically sums.
And that's your book.
It's not my book. But my book hopefully will be published maybe someday before I'm gone.
You got to self-publish it.
I need to. I just
throw it up on Amazon.
Yeah, I need to. I actually need to finish. It evolves as I get older. It never, like every time I go revise it, it never stops changing.
I've never wrote a thesis, but I hear that they are very hard.
Well, the thesis.
To write a thesis is like.
The thesis is good to go. I should put it up on Amazon. Can I put a thesis on Amazon?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I can publish a thesis?
I mean, I'm 99% sure you could definitely put that on Amazon.
We should check that out because I don't know how to do that. But I need to put my shirts on Amazon because that's my biggest money making idea.
Hey, you need to put it on the platformshop.com.
Yeah, I have the shirts that say hip hop is not on the radio. I made the shirts that say you ain't hip hop. I made the shirts that say fuck the radio. I make the shirts that say fuck MTV and BET. I make the shirts that say self-respect relates to everything you do, say, think, and eat. I made about 55, 60 different shirts that say different things that are all relative, and they'll have the HHPRadio.com logo on them. So yeah, the website HHPRadio.com is basically the hub of it all. But you can follow me in my musical catalog on Bandcamp, acthepd.bandcamp. You can find a whole lot of music I made on Spotify, but my name's under different spellings, so you'll try like A.C. the program director, and try it with all caps, try it without caps, then try AC the PD because you'll find more.
To me, YouTube was like the vault. Like
YouTube is one good place, but I have two YouTube, like all of my albums that are on Spotify are not on my main YouTube channel. And that's a long story that I won't get into. But yeah, I had people releasing music of mine that I made under different names of mine, so my shit, Spotify got all fucking confused, and it's a mess. But anyways, if you go to my page, you can find playlists that have everything on them. Like there's a playlist on my channel called Albums by AC, the program director, and it has a whole, like everything that's on that channel in it. And then there's playlists like she was talking about for beat tapes. The beat tapes are great for people who have children, and also people who work in atmospheres where other adults are who don't want to hear lyrics they might be offended by. These mixtapes are carefully curated with the greatest, most inspirational, motivational, instrumental music that you won't hear anywhere else but on these mixes, without any curse words. No sound bites or anything that somebody might be offended by, except for beat tape 12. Remember I said that. Somebody might be offended by one small thing that's on beat tape number 12, but all the other ones, all the 40 more other ones, there's nothing that people would be offended by. They're all clean, made especially for people who are like, my ex used to teach at the college in Long Beach, and she used to use the beat tapes in her classrooms. So I made them sure that nothing she can get in trouble for on them.
Man, it sounds like you've done so much in your life. We're super proud to have you here and honored to have you here. You can come check him out every Wednesday. He's going to be mixing for us. The vibes are so on point, so please stop in. Show starts at 7.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to afford to do this every Wednesday if we don't have a crowd here that makes it worth my time. We have to have a crowd here that makes it worth my time, or I can't keep doing it. Like today I brought a smaller setup because I've been bringing my MPC and my CDJ. My CDJ costs about $1,000. My MPC costs about $1,000. That's like $2,000, and they both fell out of the crate that I was carrying them down here a few weeks ago and acting kind of funny since then. So I'm kind of like scared to bring them down here again, especially if there's not a lot of people here, because if there's a lot of people here, it'll just make it a lot more, it'll just make the energy better. So we need more people here.
Yeah, and how can we support you online?
Everything goes to my PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, which the Cash App and Venmo is HHPRadio for Hip Hop Philosophy Radio, HHPRadio. And as you know, on Cash App, you got to put the $ first before HHPRadio. And my email address on Hotmail is programdirector@hotmail.com. And then you sign up for the digital record pool. That's where you're going to send the payment. So you want to email me at acthepd@gmail. You can contact me about any of that. And if you want to sign up through Mixcloud to the digital record pool, or donate where you can tip at Mixcloud, it's mixcloud.com/acthepd. acthepd on everything.
All right.
YouTube.com/acthepd, Mixcloud.com, Instagram, Facebook, everything, acthepd.
All these links are going to be in the description, guys. Come through. If you're in LA, you want to know more about the history of hip hop, you want to be around some great legendary historians, then you got to come through.
Especially if you want to find out where hip hop is today and where it's going. I am just by nature in touch with a lot of great new musicians that are evolving and showing the hip hop only gets better with time. So I'm really good for that.
So a lot of people aren't real happy with the state of hip hop today, but you feel it continues to, it's still going in the right direction in your opinion?
Well, I find the state of hip hop today that is worth being proud of, where you won't gonna find it on the radio. You're not gonna find it in the underground scene. You're gonna find it way below the scenes, but it's always out there and it's always growing in number. It's just not it's not growing in numbers like the stuff that outnumbers it. The stuff that outnumbers it is just completely multiplying at a way faster rate, like society is just at a rate, out of control. There's always the foundation of it that's growing, and it's always growing in numbers. It gets larger in numbers as time goes on. So I know more artists today that make good music than I did 10 years ago.
Okay.
And my list of artists who make good music that you can keep up with today and find good music with today keeps growing. I have a list of it on my Instagram page. I post it like once a month, and I make updates to it of artists you can look at their names and mostly find some good new music from them.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. The music state of hip hop is still going.
Hip hop only gets better with time, and if you find something that's hip hop and it's not amazing, it's not hip hop. If you find something hip hop that makes you say, that's not dope, that's terrible, that's not hip hop. If you find something that makes you say, it makes you sit down instead of get down, it's not hip hop. If it motivates you and inspires you and makes you say, God damn, I ain't never heard that before, what the fuck is that? I gotta have that. What is it? You start shazamming that. You're dancing, that's hip hop. Even if it doesn't have a rap on it. Rap doesn't mean anything about whether it's hip hop music or not. If it makes you dance, and if you've never heard anything like it before, if it's fresh, like, oh, you never heard that before, oh, there you go. Boom, shit, I can't stop dancing, what the fuck is that? This is my favorite thing is being in the car with people playing music for them.
So that's the test, huh?
Playing music for people in the car. This lady doesn't like hip hop. She's like, I see you moving. She's like, I hate hip hop, but this stuff you're playing sounds good.
I know you ain't talking about me.
No, I'm just an example. Example of shit I go through in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate hip hop. I hate that rap crap, but this sounds good. Yeah, because
just for the record.
anything that doesn't sound good is not hip hop. If it's fucking amazing and it's unlike anything you've ever heard before, which makes it fresh, that's hip hop. Doesn't mean it doesn't have to have a rap on it. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to have a scratch on it. It just has to be unbelievably fresh. Like, whoa, I gotta have that. I gotta know what that is. That's hip hop.
He had our grand opening popping for hours. It didn't stop. Like the beats were, the music was on point. It was like such a vibe.
Thank you.
So, you know.
It's not for everybody. There's an audience I'm playing for who wants something fresh. Some people, they only want what they know. Some crowds, they only are happy if they're getting the familiar. It makes them feel comfortable. And everybody's partying because they all know the lyrics and the songs, and that's not fresh. That's not hip hop, ever.
All right, so we all know the definition now, what real hip hop is. If you move in, you listening to some hip hop.
Yeah.
Straight from the hip hop philosopher. So thank you so much, AC, the program director.
Always fresh, never stale, and especially never whack. Peace, love, unity, having fun, all that is great, but never with the suckers, the game players, the devils.
No suckers allowed.
Yes.
At the platform shop.
Biters beat it.
All right, well, come check them out, man. Find him on YouTube, but also find him here every Wednesday night. All his links are going to be in the description. Follow him, support him, help him continue to create for us and help contribute to the library of the hip hop culture. So we appreciate you, man.
Being a
Ellie
fan
appreciates you.
That just says being a fan and a supporter makes you just as valuable to the culture or more valuable than the artist. Always remember that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.